Well, I heard about it on Hockey Night in Canada, and I looked it up online, and so the Russians may have a lot weaker team at the Olympics than we expect. And by this I mean that the KHL, the Continental Hockey League, the Russian Hockey League, is looking at potentially boycotting the Olympics. As in, because of doping cases that the International Olympic Committee is looking into from 2014, the Continental Hockey League may be forced into not sending Russians because the Russians may not go. The Russians are making noise that they're not going to go to the Olympics because of this unfair looking into doping that the IOC is doing, which seems weird. I've always been highly suspicious of somebody that says if you don't stop investigation into this thing, then we're gonna this is not fair and you're targeting and we're just gonna not show up. If you have nothing to hide, the investigation should be welcome. The way that it should be approached should be, we're going to be vindicated in this investigation, and not, if you don't stop investigating us, we're just not going to show up. So it's kind of weird, but the thing is, there's a lot of Canadians, Americans who would be at the Olympics with the NHL not going, who are in the Continental Hockey League, that would then be barred from going. The KHL wouldn't let any players go. So it's kind of a reversal. We've gone from Alex Ovechkin, NHL, and Alex is going to go, he's not going to listen, to are we now going to be in a position where Americans and Canadians in the KHL are going to say, well, to heck with this league, we're going to go to the Olympics? It's a strange situation, and it's got to have Sean Burke pulling his hair out. Sean Burke is trying to put this team together. They're trying to cobble together a Canadian team that can fight for a gold medal. And it's difficult, and if you pull out the KHL, it gets even more difficult. Now you got to go with junior and college age players. And then it's which ones do you get? Which ones do teams say, yeah, okay, you can take them over? Just imagine if the NHL was going now, and we heard the KHL wasn't going. That'd be, well, shine up medals for Canada, the States, and either Swinland or Finland. Because the Russians would be more than likely not in the running for a medal. The last Olympics, I was surprised by the Russian reliance on KHLers in situations where I thought NHLers would be better off. So if they didn't have KHLers, yeah, they'd rely on NHLers, but I still think they'd have a weaker team. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. So while Shipachev's going home, his buyout's been agreed to, and tomorrow he'll retire from the NHL and he'll go back to the KHL. And he can't come back to the NHL until he's 35, meaning he'll never come back. So this is the end of it. 3 games, 1 goal, and he becomes a trivia answer. Basically, 10 years from now, nobody will remember on this side of the ocean who he was. It'll be interesting to see if the KHL does follow through on this threat. I mean, when the NHL talked about going through with this, we all kind of had the same reaction of, they won't. They won't actually do it. The NHL is just, they're just kidding around. They don't mean it. And then they did. So for me, any interest I'm going to have with the Olympics is going to stay. I mean, I enjoy watching the Olympics anyways. Regardless of who's in it, who's playing in it, who isn't, I'll watch it. Because I watch all sports, though, with the Olympics. So ice hockey, if you don't have NHL and KHL, I'm watching it just the same as any other sport. I'm not putting any more or less interest into it than curling or downhill or bobsled or any of that. So let me know what you guys think, especially for those who were really interested in seeing the Russians do well. If the KHL follows through on this, if they boycott the Olympics, what does this do to interest in the Olympics? Are you interested at all? Or is it, like I said, it's an Olympic event, it's a sport we all love, and no matter who puts on the jerseys for our countries, we'll watch. Be interested to know opinions on that. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon.